Let's search for within the Microsoft Azure portal for functions. When you look for functions, it's gonna give you a functions. Let me type functions app. So very similar to the web app this is, and you can create here directly by pressing add button. That's where you can create your own resource. So in my case, I am not gonna use the app service plan. That's why I'm going to create a new resource group, and here this is where you can give the function name, and once you have given the function name, you can choose the this is the function name, this is the code based, or if you are using the Docker based instances, you can choose. In that situation you don't get all these details, but let's have a look on the code based, and I'm going to use the .NET code. That's what I'm gonna use in the backend. It's gonna write in a C# or somewhere, different language with the .NET Core, and I can choose a version if I really wanted, and I wanted to choose a region. And post to that, within the hosting, you have to choose your storage account, because that's where the queues and other information, that's especially the code, will be saved. So that needs to be provided a storage account. So I'm just giving my newly creating a storage account, and this is where the operating system that you want to use for the runtime stack. So in case if you are choosing as a Windows or Linux, you can be stick to that. So in my case, I'm just sticking to Windows. And the type of the plan that I wanted to use, so in my case I'm gonna actually use serverless with the consumption plan. As we talked earlier, 3 different plans, like one would be the app service plan, and the consumption, which is nothing but a serverless, so there is no infrastructure ready. But with the premium, you have the infrastructure in the backend will be ready in a warm state, so all the time your infrastructure will be ready. So based on the code, it's going to execute. So that would be a premium, so lesser time to execute the code. So in our case, we are going to use consumption based. And then we'll click on monitoring. This talks about the app insights. Again, if you wanted your functions also to work with the app insights, you can enable that, but in my case I'm not going to enable, because this is just the demo for functions. And you can review and create this application. So now it's going to create a application with a name called Paddy Maddy, and that's what the application name it's going to create. So let's click on create. So it can create in a minute or so. I'll just fast forward this video for you. And now the deployment is completed, so I can go to the resource. So as you can see here, it looks very similar to your web applications, the way it looks, but the only difference is it is coming here functions, and this is where you're going to create a functions, and that's nothing but a simple piece of code that's going to execute for you. And this is the URL for your web application, very similar to the web application. Here it is the URL for your function. So if I wanted to browse, I can actually use this. And there is a small app service plan what got created which with respect to the functions. This is the app service plan, and now I'm going to actually browse this that URL. So you see here, this is a function, it is working. As I click on it, it's actually changing the theme color, all that. So it's a working function. It's a simple function that was created by Microsoft for testing this simple web application. That's a function application. Now as a next step, I'll show you here functions. So you don't have anything called here as the add button. If it's the first time, you might be surprising that you don't have here, but in a minute I'm going to get it as soon as I develop locally. Click on it, so I will be getting that option. So click on that. So you see here it's activated the plus button, and you see here you can use any of these methods like .NET or VS Code or any other editor, and then you can create. So in fact, this is how you can create a code, a function specific project within the Visual Studio. And the pre-requirement is you need to install Visual Studio 2019, ensure that installation is completed. Then you can create a project from a new project, and then choose as the Azure Function app, and that can create. So the similar thing, whatever we can do here with these steps in the Visual Studio, that can be actually done with the built-in template also. So I'm going to use that built-in template for us, and then I'm going to create a function. So let's point, this is how the steps to be create, and then I execute your function to test, and then you can publish from your Visual Studio to Azure Function app. That being said, let's click on add button, and now I'm gonna get a different type of templates. So these are the templates that we talked earlier, like one for HTTP, one for time trigger, and other one would be for the maybe Azure Customer DB or blob storage or queues. So in our case, we are actually working with HTTP trigger. So just select that and click on that, and I'm going to choose here anonymous because I just wanted to browse that without any complexity to show you that web application, how it's going to work. So I'm taking as a web application since it's the web based. So I wanted to take as anonymous so that I can execute that function by anybody by browsing that URL. So the code has automatically executed and it is readily available for you. The reason being, it's just a template. So if you just click on a code and test, now this is our function name, and this is one of the functions. So within this function, you are enabling or you're working with the code to test it. So I'll just click on code and see how it looks like. So it's going to be a C# based with .NET, you see here, and this is a simple thing, and the code has been already written. So if I want to test it, just run and test, so that I can run. So here, whatever the text you're gonna put it here, that's gonna appear in your browser. That's the web application. So this lecture or this course is not designed for developers exam. So I'm going to actually show you on the infrastructure point of view how this works. So here the code, whatever you put it in Azure or whatever it is, it's going to actually run and show you the code for you. So it's just connecting in the backend. This is where it is actually taking the execution time. So whatever it has taken the execution time, here if you see might be 54 milliseconds example, so that's going to be charged and that's going to be counted for your execution time. So let's see here the code. If you see here the output you're getting as a success with the 200 code, and you got a response saying that hello, and Azure whatever you have given in the input, that name, and this app trigger function executed successfully. That's how it's going to give you. So what we will do is we can actually change the Azure name. Instead of that, you can put it something else, and you can run that also. So let's put a value into the input to something else, so that this specific value called Azure gets changed. So let me go down here and click on Azure and give here welcome to maybe a function demo class or something like that, and then run it. So it's going to execute, and it gives the output within this output window. It says that hello, welcome to function demo, this has been triggered successfully. What if you want to test it directly on a web browser? Yes, you can do this functionality within the web browser. So all you have to do is just get that function URL and execute it, and this is where you can check the logs actually, and these logs can be stop, query, clear, all that, so that you know what's happening and how many times it has executed. And I'm going to look at the URL based now. So I'll just close the log here and take the copy of that URL, and this is going to function on a default one. So I'll just copy this URL, open a new URL and trigger. So it says that this function is triggered successfully. But what if you have earlier got as Azure or some other query? So how can you do is you can simply put here a question mark name, and whatever the text you are putting here, that's going to be visible here. So you see here it says that welcome to this function demo, and that's how you can put it. So there from the question and the name equivalent, whatever you put it, that's going to execute. That's about the function with a simple code that we can execute it. So now what we have done is so far we created a function, and within that function function app we created, and within that function app we created a small function. That function is nothing but a small piece of a code which would gives you a serverless infrastructure for you to execute the code on a web browser, and it returns some value. And that's what we have tried with HTTP. And you have deployment slots. You can work very similar the way we worked with the app service plan or web applications. So same thing, you can add your slots and you can swap it if you have additional web slots, so that you can secure your applications. You can move in a staging format from one stage to another stage, like production to maybe a development, or development to UAT to production. All that can be worked here. And authentication, authorization, all these almost the similar things that we have done right with the web application. So same settings will apply here, like the application settings. These are the connections in the backend, and the general settings. You have 32-bit or 64-bit. You can enable the debugging, client request certificate. You can see that whether you want a certificate or not. And for the networking, yes, you have the access restriction, CDN, and front door with the WAF firewall settings, and TLS and SSL settings with private and public key infrastructure. So the concepts are same, and it actually depends if you choose your dynamic scale sets or the scaling plan. That's not what the app plan. So based on that, it's actually executed in my case. So I have this service plan which was created by default. That's why I cannot go for scale up or scale down options. If at all you are using already web app plan for the app service plan, then your functions will work with associated with that app plan, and you can scale up, scale down also according to that. And these are the things that we can talk about the functions app. I hope this lecture is useful for you. Thank you for watching this. We'll catch you in the next lecture.